Hey guys, welcome to the very first Morning Brew reading. I'm going to be reading over the Morning Brew. It's a newsletter sent out to email, and I figured this might help out some people that can't sit down and actually read all of it and maybe just listen to a video instead. So let's start things off. Good morning and welcome to March. President Biden will deliver his first State of the Union address at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight. It should be an interesting speech. The markets, we got the NASDAQ is up 0.41, the S&P down 0.24, the Dow down 0.49. The 10-year is down 14.1 BPS. Bitcoin is up 13.10%, and Citigroup is down 4.44%. Markets, stocks were a mixed bag, but the S&P still suffered back-to-back losing months. The war in Ukraine is leaving its imprint on markets. Russia's stock exchange will be closed for the second straight day, and U.S. banks closed lower following heavy sanctions from the West. Ukraine. A first round of peace talks between Russia and Ukrainian officials did not produce a breakthrough, though it wasn't really expected to. While that was happening, Russian forces bombarded Ukraine's second largest city, Kharkiv, killing potentially dozens of civilians, according to Ukrainian officials. Now for culture, this one's titled Russia All Alone. We discussed yesterday how the West is flexing its banking muscles to cut off Russia from the global financial system, but Russia is being isolated in other ways too. Following its invasion of Ukraine, the country is becoming the target of a growing cultural boycott. For instance, you won't be seeing the Russian team at the World Cup later this year. FIFA and UEFA, two major governing bodies for soccer, announced yesterday that they were suspending Russia and Russian club teams from competing in international competitions until further notice. The move is a major escalation from FIFA's initial ruling that allowed the Russian team to play, but under the Football Union of Russia's name. It's also a dramatic example of Russia's plunging status in the court of public opinion. Some Twitter users joked that if you've lost the moral high ground of FIFA, an organization notorious for corruption, you've really dug yourself into a hole. Other sports organizations have also unveiled actions against Russia. The International Olympic Committee called on sports organizations to ban Russian and Belarusian athletes from participating in international events to preserve the integrity of global sports competitions. Formula One canceled its Russian Grand Prix that was scheduled for September, and this one's really going to hurt. The International Judo Federation stripped Russian President Vladimir Putin, a black belt in sport, from his role as honorary president and ambassador. The boycott extends beyond sports. Over in the entertainment realm, companies are severing ties with Russia and those who support its government. Disney said yesterday that it's pausing all of its upcoming theatrical film releases in the country. The Eurovision Song Contest, the annual European Songwriting Competition, banned Russia from entering this year, and New York's Metropolitan Opera is also cutting ties with artists and institutions that have expressed pro-Putin sentiments. Bottom line, faced with overwhelming public outrage at Putin and sympathy with Ukraine, Western cultural organizations have no choice but to eliminate all their connections to Russia. For world news, another troubling climate report, a highly anticipated report from the UN's Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, concluded there is a brief and rapid closing window of opportunity to secure a livable and sustainable future for all. It warned of certain tipping points that could increase climate risks if global temperatures exceeded 1.5 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels. It's already increased 1.1 degrees. Switzerland breaks its neutral status. It joined the EU in sanctioning Russia due to the unprecedented military attack by Russia on a sovereign European state. The move is significant because of A, the country's long-standing reputation as a neutral player, and B, its outsized role in holding the assets of Russian oligarchs and companies. And Airbnb opens its doors. CEO Brian Chesky said that the company will offer short-term housing for up to 100,000 disciplined Ukrainians and asked hosts in neighboring countries, Poland, Germany, Hungary, and Romania, to open their homes. Over 500,000 Ukrainian refugees have fled the country in the last 4 days, according to the UN. Wealth news. Among the Russian sanctions drawn up by the Western governments in its pledge to hunt down and seize the prized possessions of Russian billionaires, their yachts, mansions, and other property purchased through dirty money. But one of those categories is a moving target, and the target is certainly on the move. At least 4 yachts owned by Russian billionaires have set a course to Montenegro, or the Maldives, since the sanctions were announced, according to marine traffic data reviewed by CNBC. If you find yourself in the waters near the boot of Italy, you might spot the Galactic Supernova, a 70-meter yacht owned by Vagit Elekperov, the CEO of the Russian oil giant Lukoil. Elekperov's yacht, featuring a beach club and a helipad, is on its way to Montenegro, a European country that is pledged to join in on the EU's sanctions. The other 3 ships heading to the Maldives might have better luck evading the crackdown. The Maldives, a country in the Indian Ocean that's popular among Russian tourists, does not have an extradition treaty with the US. Zoom out. The conflict is forcing Western countries to reckon with their history as a haven for Russian dirty money. London even earned the nickname Londongrad for being a safe place for Russian billionaires to park their laundered riches. Now there's an article about EI Ventures, psyched about the potential of psychedelic medicine. There's a growing reason to be. The natural properties of plant-based treatments and psychedelic medicine have already shown promising results in potentially helping millions cope with anxiety, depression, PTSD, even alcohol and nicotine addiction. EI Ventures is the very first psychedelic medicine company in the world to qualify for a Reg A+ Tier 2 offering. Their flagship product, Psylli with a P, a whole plant and fungi botanical psilocybin-based formulation with natural properties, has potential to be an effective treatment. And you better believe that this investment opportunity is ready to bloom. Plant-based treatments and psychedelic medicine are already an estimated $35 billion industry. FYI, the last day to invest with EI Ventures is March 22nd. Social media. TikTok videos can just be one part now. TikTok is determined to give you what you don't want. 10-minute outfit of the day videos. The social media company is bumping max video length up to 10 whole minutes to expand beyond short-form content and potentially take on the other, capitalize whatever letter you want video platform, YouTube. TikTok already has nearly 1 billion users around the world. But by adding longer videos, TikTok wants a piece of the world's second largest search engine and to hopefully claw away some of the 28.8 billion YouTube earned in ad revenue last year. It's a gamble. TikTok's creators have become popular for their hyper short pieces of content. It's unclear how those skills will translate to longer videos. Plus, the app is relying on its audience to volunteer more screen time. Big picture, social media is converging. Less than a year ago, TikTok extended its max video length from 60 seconds to 3 minutes, and before that, the app had a 15-second time limit. But while TikTok is allowing for longer videos, its competitors were getting more bite-sized, introducing TikTok copycats like Facebook and Instagram Reels, Snapchat Spotlight, and YouTube Shorts. Key performance indicators. Stat. The guy who invented Wordle sold it to the New York Times for an amount in the low 7 figures, but he's probably kicking himself for not asking for more. In the first 24 hours that the company integrated Wordle into its website, visits to the page were about equal to total monthly audience for the entire New York Times site, according to Puck News. A 55-year-old Ukrainian mechanic appeared in Spanish court after trying to sink a yacht that belonged to his boss, an executive at a Russian weapons company. What else is brewing? The 13 Ukrainian soldiers who were thought to have been killed in the defiant defense of Snake Island are actually alive, the Ukrainian Navy said. Estee Lauder fired executive John Dempsey over an Instagram post that contained a racial slur and a COVID-19 joke. California, Oregon, and Washington announced plans to end school mask mandates. New York made a similar announcement on Sunday, and Derek Jeter is stepping down as the CEO of the Miami Marlins and selling his stake in the team. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the March 1st version of Morning Brew. I'll try to do these a few times a week so we can kind of keep up on what's happening in the world. And if you are interested in receiving the newsletter, just go to morningbrew.com and you can sign up and get one every single day. With that being said, I want to say thanks for popping in, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.